Hi guys, I'm JPlay, and today we're going to be playing Call of Cthulhu: The Wasted Land. I have played the first few missions of this game, and I'm going to be honest, it takes a while to get through a level, but it really is quite good fun. It's sort of an XCOM style, turn-based shooter game. In fact, the system is very, very similar to XCOM, just set in World War One. Hence, you can hear It's a Long Way to Piccadilly in the background. You probably also noticed that the rendition of It's a Long Way to Piccadilly sounds creepy as shit, and this game has Cthulhu in the title. So it's not just a standard World War One simulator. I am going to wipe my existing save, which breaks my heart a little to do because it took a lot of effort to get to where I did, and I'm only going to play on normal. I'm a bit of a wimp. But here we go, let's jump straight in. 1915, the Great War for Civilization rages. On one side is the British Empire, France, Belgium, the Russian Empire and their allies. Facing them are the empires of Germany, Austro-Hungary and the Ottoman Empire along with their allies. America has yet to join this world war, but a citizen of the US is about to sign up. Professor Brightmere, distinguished expert from the Miskatonic University of Arkham, Massachusetts, is en route to the fighting. So obviously Cthulhu, Miskatonic University of Arkham, that sort of thing. This is a Lovecraftian game, but it's a bit different from many of the ones I've seen so far. And I'm going to be honest and say I've probably only read half a dozen or so Lovecraft stories. I haven't even read Call of Cthulhu actually, which I really should if I want to keep playing this game, but I don't know, I've seen a lot of nods to things which I know and like already, so I thought I'll give it a go. Anyway, Brightmere's journey begins with a telegram sent by the deputy head of the British Empire's Secret Service Bureau, codenamed CO, and an old acquaintance of Brightmere. Once translated from its cipher, it reads, "Come quickly, MI-47 says situation more serious than previously stated. Call still alive and now active with Cultists. Your team to travel over to France and liaise with the Captain Hill. Hill is unaware of the real war we are fighting. God save the King and our sanity." So this is obviously a telegram-style communication, which is why it's got all these sort of this curt writing style. Situation more serious than previously stated and stuff like that. But they've still found time to say liaise with a Captain Hill, just to make sure that you're aware that you don't know the character. Anyway, the Battle of Pudding Lane, the Diary of Captain Hill, British Expeditionary Forces. I promise there's more to this game than just me reading out opening scenes. France, 19th of March 1915. A guest has arrived with a new campaign to Pudding Lane, our company headquarters. He hails from America, Professor Brightmere, where he is a boffin of chemistry and the occult. His orders come from the very top of the top brass. So here we go. It is good to meet you and your men, Captain Hill. My name is Professor Brightmere, and I have been tasked by MI-47 to... MI-47? What is that? MI-5 and MI-6 I've heard of, but not MI-47. This all sounds a little queer, Professor, like something out of the shadows. Indeed, it's the Department of Military Intelligence tasked with very special missions, and it is they who recommended you to us. Now the rest of my team will be joining us soon after they have... Sir, we're under attack. The Jerrys are attacking Pudding Lane. Some of them are right in our trenches. I'm not really going to be doing accents. You'll probably notice I'm not very good at accents anyway, and any I tried to do would be hilariously yet woefully offensive to anyone I was trying to impersonate the cultures of. So, what the devil? We are well behind the front line, and intelligence detected no troop movements in this sector for such an attack. I expect this attack has been orchestrated by our foe, the Cult d'Avachten, or in English, the Cult of the Awakened. They have other methods by which they can move around. Damn it, I did not expect them to catch on to our presence here so fast. Cult of the what? That is definitely not a Jerry regiment I've ever heard of. The Cult of the Awakened is a secret occult society hidden within the German army with its own sinister agenda. It is this cult we are here to stop, and why we are in desperate need of your assistance. I'm not really sure. You know, there's this real sinister problem, so they've sent one professor and, like, what, 3 or 4 soldiers? That'll really sort it out. Good work, gang. I think they'll find they're going to get more than they bargained for. Prepare to retake this position, men. We need to recapture Pudding Lane. I will push forward to the objective point. So here we're in the proper gameplay section now, and you'll see this looks quite familiar in style to anyone who's played XCOM. So I'm just going to jump straight into the action and kind of explain as I go. I have a certain amount of action points I can use each turn. And so moving will use... Here it will use 11 action points, and I have 46, that's what this little number up above the character I'm playing as there's head right now, which will leave me with 35 action points, which is perfect because if you look down here, that's exactly what it costs for him to fire his rifle. Oh, I didn't see that chappie up there, otherwise I might not have moved so far. In fact, I'm not going to move so far. Now that I've seen him, there's only one guy who's got a line of sight on my troops, or who I can shoot. That's why these other chaps have red, no something signs above their head. I have no idea what to call those actually, you know, like the no smoking or no cycling or no unicycling, crack smoking bears or whatever might be painted underneath it. I don't know what to call the sign when there's nothing there. But anyway, I'm going to shoot this chappie, and you see here it costs 35 action points. I've got a 31% chance to hit for 9 to 12 damage. This is if I'm shooting from the hip, which is what it assumes by default. If I choose to spend more action points, like spend up to 10 more action points, by clicking on the sort of aimed shot, then I have an increased chance to hit. I don't think it ever affects damage, as far as I know. But yeah, I'm going to go for the better chance to hit. And it killed him in 1, which is good. Critical hit. Good work, Sid. I like Sid. I'm not quite sure why I'm so fond of him compared to all the others, but anyway, let's move our Captain Hill up. Now he's got... Oh, and they all have more than one weapon, which I could cycle through if I want. But bayonet's not going to be very useful here, because obviously you'd have to get close enough to the other enemies, and those two still have Overwatch on, so they would just shoot me as soon as I rounded the corner again. I have 18 points, so you see if I click to shoot here, it shows that I only have a 24% chance to hit. I could add 10 more points by putting it to aimed, which gives me a 44% chance to hit, which is a lot better. And I would have 7 points left. The problem is, even if I do the stand shot, I'll only have 17 points left. So there's no way to fire twice, there's no way to get more bang for my buck. If I step forwards, that's used up 5 points. It's risked a bit of damage there, but it's used up 5 points. It should slightly increase my chance to hit. It's only by 2%, but still there was nothing else I could do with those points. So let's give that a go. Nope, no luck. You can't hit every time. And I'm just going to move my other... That just doesn't look like the right way to move, Professor Brightmare, but okay. There's no one he can see from there. Oof. Does he have any... No, he doesn't have any close range weaponry. I kind of put him in harm's way there, which wasn't ideal. Let's just go for the closest guy, because they've got the best chance to hit him. Although, it is odd. If someone's in a trench, you can see this little green arrow above them because they're harder to hit because they're in a trench. This is even true if you are next to each other in the same trench. It would be easier to hit someone over there, on the right of the screen, with who wasn't in a trench just because they weren't in a trench. I'm not sure that mechanic always works as it should, essentially. And again, he's got a close combat weapon, but he doesn't have time to get someone and use it. So that's me done for this turn. I'm going to finish this turn off. And it's not looking good for our Professor Brightmere here, so you lucky chaps are about to see how healing works. I could either let him get shot and then heal him back to life, or just heal him now. I'm going to do the latter because it means that I can still use him, whereas if he gets shot, then he comes back with 0 action points for the next turn. So I'm going to use our boy M. Newts. He has a different name, I think, to when I last played. Anyway, I'm going to use him to heal up. I missed my last team already. Everyone was all the same apart from this chap, but still, you know, it was a friendly family unit. And he also has a knife, but he couldn't get there even if Brightmere was out of the way. He couldn't get there with enough space to stab anyone. Maybe I shouldn't have used him for healing. Oh well. Let's get rid of this chap up here. So I can, again, 18 standard, add 10 on. And what it does is it adds 10 unless you have less than 10 left over. So I'm going to add 10 here, and then I'm going to end up with 24 action points left over, which I will then be able to boost to use the maximum of 24 to give me the best possible chance of hitting. But it's the sort of game where you shouldn't expect to be making every one of your shots, and you should plan accordingly. So again, I'm gonna try and kill him, and it's for now, because they're all kind of similar danger levels, I'm just trying to focus on wiping out as many different people as I can, as frequently as I can. You, my boy, can hop up here. It's a bit more dangerous, but I'm gonna put him in there. I'm pretending I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the mission, but obviously it's not as simple as just finish off this one couple of enemies. Even though it's the first mission, there's a bit more to it than that. So after I've wiped out these dirty cultists, I will carry on and move further as I'm supposed to. So for now I'm not using Sid's special attack because I don't think it's worth it, but you'll see that he can also use pigeons to coordinate an attack, which is quite cool. Alright, that's the end of that turn. Let's move people up to the... Oh no, we just need to get people in here. Is it someone in specific I've got to get in there? Sometimes you do need to get Professor Brightmere in there, or Professor Brightmere and Captain Hill. Oh, there we go. So it's Captain Hill we needed to get in there for now. So I think we can now say that Pudding Lane is now back under British control now. Good work now, men. I don't think it's over yet, sir. More Jerrys are coming out this way. They're popping out of craters all over the blooming place. The cult of the Awakened must really want to stop us looking into their activities. I think that means we're on the right track. You might do, because we don't have to bloody... You've got all these people risking their lives to look after you. They don't care about the cult of the Awakened, you tosser. We need to defend this position from their attack. If we can hold our ground for 15 turns, that will blunt their attack. Fire at will, men. So I can't fire with this chap, but I can at least spread out a little more. Yeah, I'll go as far as I can and then finish this turn. So that was the end of turn 2. I need to last then until the end of turn 17, I presume. Oof, and we're not short of enemies here either. Hopefully they're all stupid and walk through the mustard gas. No luck so far. Enemies can have pretty poor AI sometimes though. Right, M. Newt. He's got rifle and rifle and a melee weapon, so I'm not worried about saving him his move for something special. But here, the pigeon, the artillery attack, again, I can choose to let the pigeon fly from the hip, or presumably raise the pigeon up to my eye to increase its accuracy. I'm not really sure, but anyway, by spending more action points I can make it more likely to be accurate, and there you see it's completely fucked up. One of the people damaged the 2 people next to him. Now with this guy, Professor Brightmere, I'm actually going to move forwards, which is going to mean I'm only able to do 1 attack, unfortunately. So maybe I'll step to the side as well, seeing as I can only do 1 attack anyway. 63% chance to hit him. I don't like having divided... and you see he's got a little better at using a handgun just because he shot someone there. Which is quite a good upgrade system. I also have health points here, so I could be standing near them if some of my players were getting hurt to heal them back up to full. I'm not too worried at the moment though. Oh, and the only guy I've got left to use is, yeah, Captain Hill. So 54% chance to hit. Hits, which is nice. I'll try and take on the next guy. Yeah, so that was pretty good. I feel like sometimes you have more success than it feels like you should have. I feel like 54% seems to hit a hell of a lot more than you would expect it to. Fairly limited sample size of like 4 or 5 missions, but some of those did take a few attempts. So hopefully this will go a bit better than some of my past failures, but no promises. Right, I'm going to use Professor Brightmere because this guy's got so little health left, that's the yellow bar up there, that it doesn't seem worth wasting a rifle shot on him. I'm going to have a quick handguns +1 again. Quick shifty rounds. Got 4 guys left to kill. %42% chance to hit, so that seemed to go up a lot when I changed to aiming properly. Who knew aiming makes you more likely to hit things? And I can't use my artillery strike for like 3 more turns or something. -2% chance to hit, that doesn't sound right, game. So what's that? I've got a 2% chance to hit myself. -10%. Oof. %38% chance to hit if I actually aim though. I'm not too worried about these guys because they're so far away, but I might as well use up my action points. If you don't use all your action points, you end up on Overwatch, but these guys are all in my line of sight anyway, so if I didn't use all my action points and there was someone round a corner, then when they came around the corner, my guys could all shoot at them. For now, if I finish my turn, they'll all take pot shots where they are anyway to use up the rest of their action points because they can see enemies. So it'll just be slightly less accurate than if I'd chosen them, because I can then boost their accuracy using the special attack method stuff, it should be significantly easier to hit them now that they've come closer. They're also fairly weak enemies at this point, so it only takes maybe a couple of hits to finish them off. There are some enemies later who are absolute bastards. So let's just hope we don't run across any of those too soon. Of course you can't do anything else with him. Idiot boy. So let's spend the rest of our action points with Professor Brightmere. Critical hit. Nice work, Professor Brightmere. For someone who seems like a bit of a non-combatant, he actually does pretty well. And I don't have high hopes of hitting with Captain Hill, but it's worth trying. It works sometimes. And again, now that he's closer, he should be harder to miss. So I'm going to move forwards with good old Sid, my rifleman. Now I did move forward to such an extent that I didn't use up too many action points to shoot, but I did use up most of the ones I might have used to bolster my aim. I just wanted to be closer to the wall, to be honest. This guy is rather slippery. I know my hit chance isn't that high anyway, but you'd think with this many shots it should be fairly likely that he'd got hit at least once. There's no point calling in an artillery strike yet, though. Not in my eyes, at least. Right, so I'm going to do something a bit odder here and try and use Brightmere and Captain Hill, because I think after we kill this chap, they want us to go over the top. And if so... well, I was going to say if so, I can go over the top in this turn. But it's not showing us anywhere to actually go. Oh, I've got to wait out 15 turns anyway. I'm going to wait out another turn. Oh, they're all going to try and shoot him anyway. Well, that works. Okay, Newt. And then Sid can have a crack. I'm not sure why Sid is like a named constant. And the other, just general infantryman, isn't. I wonder if Sid's one of the characters who you can't let die. So this game, you can let characters die. It's not something that's happened to me apart from when it's been Captain Hill pretty much anyway. And if Captain Hill or Professor Brightmere die, then that's it. Mission over. You've got to try again from the last point it's saved. But I'm not sure if the same is true of Sid. Maybe he has some plot purpose we just haven't seen yet. Okay, we're about halfway through the defense stage now. I say defense stage as if it's some sort of official term. Maybe it is, I don't know. It sounds like something out of like American football to me or something. Is it American football where they have breaks every once in a while and switch around what team's on or something? I'm not very good with... well, I'm not very good with sports in general, but especially not the American ones. I know there's one where you have... oh, basketball I know you have You play offence sometimes and play defence sometimes, as they call it. Main reason I know even that much about basketball is Space Jam, which I believe is a perfectly viable way of learning about other cultures and such like, being exposed to things I would otherwise be unfamiliar with. So, famous basketball players, I know Michael Jordan, because he was in Space Jam. I know Charles Barkley because he fought Godzilla that one time, or really, let's be honest, Godzilla versus Barkley, or Barkley versus Godzilla, or whatever it was called. That wasn't really a fight, that was a basketball game. It was misinformation. Sorry, I should be reading this aloud. So, Sid's all aflutter because some of the people he's shooting and are shooting at him are wearing slightly different clothes than he would expect. So, that soldier is the uniform of the Cult of the Awakened. As MI-47 suggested, they are indeed active here. That also means their leader will be here too. And they're these Death Eater looking motherfuckers over here. Actually, I thought they had like wizard robes on or something. It kind of looks like tracksuits. The little stripe down the side. It might be supposed to look sinisterly military. But yeah, no. I'm seeing Adidas or something here. If the internet's taught me anything, it's that they are going to come up to the edge of the trench and perform what I believe is known as the Slav squat. While being much more manly than I could ever hope to be. It's not working out so well for them here though, presumably because they aren't in fact squatting. And also because this guy thought it was a good idea to walk through mustard gas rather than walk around it. It's quite clear where the mustard gas actually is, so I'm not sure what he was thinking, but I'm sure he does his best. And those bayonets, not magic wands, so maybe the Death Eater comparison was slightly less apt. Oh, well, I tried. They are deploying storm soldiers against us. They are well-equipped and heavily armoured troops, specially trained for trench warfare, so these guys are a bit more of a pain. Not the tracksuit guy with the knife. These guys, some of them have like machine guns, and those can be quite annoying. Just because they can hit you like 4 times in one turn, heal someone up to full health, and then they can die again the next turn. I'm going to go for the one who's not standing in the mustard gas, because he seems like more of a credible threat, seeing as he's smart enough to not finish his turn in mustard gas. I'm even weighing up whether to go for him, to go for one of the further away ones who might actually be a problem, but you can only do 1 to 3 damage because he's so far away. I'll do 4 to 7 here, so damage sometimes depends on range as well. Okay, I'll wait until they come into my range. No, he's still gonna try. Oh, I missed a tracksuit over there. Sometimes I'm worried that I'm gonna move the soldier I used before over instead of attacking with my new preferred choice. Just because it's the same button. Ah well, you tried, Prof. That's what's important. guy's doing extraordinarily well, considering that I haven't had the worst hit percentages against him. It's something about his tracksuit. I believe they call it the tracksuit of warding. Well, there we go then. And now the whatever they call them, the stormtrooper guys, storm shadows, I don't know, are getting closer and a bit more threatening. So maybe I remember Sid's got his pigeon back. So I'll try that. It's a very efficient artillery strike they can organise there. Jeez, this guy's coated himself in specific bullet repelling grease of some sort. Wearing plate metal and then rolled around in I can't believe it's not butter until anything that almost hits him glides away into the distance instead. I would like to state for the record that this isn't actually an advert for I can't believe it's not butter. If they felt like paying me, sure, I'll pretend I eat it, even though I'm actually lactose intolerant and have never eaten it in my life. Although I don't think in good conscience they'd want people advertising that they should be used to deflect bullets, because that could open up all sorts of lawsuits if, improbably enough, that wasn't actually the case. I'm not sure if it expected us to kill them all so quickly. Oh, chaps behind us. I was going to say, because they might have finished spawning people so that we can move on, but no. No, more coming in. Looks like they have failed to take Pudding Lane. Sterling work, man. However, they are still trying to outflank us, so we need to secure the easternmost communication trench to prevent them from launching a counterattack. Over the top, man. So I knew you went over the top at some point. I just didn't know when it was. Let's go hide in a smoking crater. Without enough energy left to actually do anything. They are actually looking a little threatening from there. Can I move slightly further? I want to get into trenches if possible. But not ones that lead to mustard gas, never mind. Can you make it? See, I like Sid, I don't want to risk him putting him in harm's way. Captain Hill. I'm going to select gas mask just in case I need to run through the corner of the mustard gas here, just in the aim of getting everyone through more securely. And that's it, no shooting this turn, which might be a bad idea. I can't remember what I did before, whether I specifically mowed people down. Well, everyone is out of cover right now. Oh, I'm feeling quite exposed. It's almost like there were health risks implied in going over the top during one of the Great Wars. Let's kill this chappie first. Let's not kill this chappie first, to my surprise. You, however, can heal Professor Brightmare. Then apparently not do anything else. Professor Brightmare can kill the guy closest to him and therefore most dangerous. And move over there. And Captain Hill can come down here, where he's all safe. Everything is perfect and nothing hurts. I'm going to make sure I get the best mileage out of that extra 1 point that I put into this shot here. I like to think it's that one point that made the difference between hitting and missing there. I'm a little wary about just progress in general, to be honest. They are in danger of outflanking us right now. And storm soldiers can do some real damage. My homing pigeon is returned. He could call another artillery strike. First off, I want you to stab matey boy here. He didn't quite have enough health to go for 2 anyway. Oh, he did. Well, if I leave him with this weapon out, then if someone comes near him, he can spend another 15 on that. Your artillery, he can spend 46 points to get 76% chance of success. I swear it was a point less last time. And I at least did a little damage to the second closest guy. Now I'm not quite sure where to go from here. Yeah, I'm going to kill this moron trying to schmooze the mustard gas. Oh, he's far enough away that I'm not really doing much damage, though I should have checked that before, whereas here I will do significantly more damage if I hit. But I mean, I would have had 2 shots to hit if I hadn't made a mess last time. Hopefully I can finish off this chapter at least. Yep, and just being careful might be my best bet here. Yes, I would like to end this turn. Now Sid's artillery strike is very useful, but I'll stop doing that, it's just rude. Sid's artillery strike is very useful, but it does mean that because you can only have 2 weapons, he's not very well equipped for anything more useful, like nearer to hand than a bombardment will allow for. So, if I was to go for there, I'd have 56% base, 35 to 75, 56 to 96. Oh, go on then. I'm kind of impressed that he's not dead, to be honest. Does Captain Hill not have... Yeah, Captain Hill has something to heal. So, I'll tell you what, I'll heal Sid first. I'm not that worried about using up healing kits, because I can always buy more after the mission. The one thing I did learn from trying to play through first time though is, if you want something for the next mission, buy it as soon as you finish this mission, because otherwise you just don't get it. No chance. Which took me a little by surprise, I'll admit, when I went into the next mission with no equipment, pretty much, because I used most of it up on this one. Okay, either of these could cause trouble for me, so I'm just going to go for the next one in front of me. I really enjoy this game. It's a little slower paced than things I've normally been playing, but it's great fun. Do I have movement ability to get closer? Now this might be a bad idea, I might be just putting myself in a lot of danger. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. Guys at the back, I'm going to try and finish off the guy who's flanking us. So this is dividing troops is almost never a good idea. So I'm going to make sure I do it now, especially seeing as I then completely failed to hit anyone this turn. Oh, maybe I should have just run for it. This seems like it could cause problems. I wonder if I get... How far can I go? Oh, of course you have to slow down a lot when you go into this terrain. So this sort of swampy ground, whatever it is, really ruins your movement. I can do so little damage with this guy, which is disappointing, but is it a range thing, or is it just lack of prowess with the handgun? I saw his handgun skill did go up one there, but Brightmere's further away. What are you doing, Captain Hill? How'd you get to be captain of a unit with this sort of awfulness? Sid, just shoot the guy right next to you in the face. Newty boy. Do some damage to the guy behind you at least. Or do no damage to the guy behind you at least. Yes, I would like to finish this turn. Homing pigeon has returned, but that's not that confidence inspiring in general. So 32 points will get me to that bunker. $30 to here. And then yet again I can use my guys with their ineffective pistols. So you see his handgun went up +1, and now he's gone up to the point where he can do up to the dizzying highs of 3 damage. I said up to. But yeah, he can do up to 3 damage with each hit. There we go. Now moving Professor Brightmere would be an exercise in stupidity, so I'm going to do it. Can he not even get one more? I know it does double movement or whatever. Double movement cost, so that would make it 12. That makes sense, but... more of these buggers sneaking up behind me. What's the closest we can get to here? Yeah, that'll do. I don't know that we have to get everyone there, just key players, I think. So I'm going to try that, which is why I'm not so worried about moving everyone up. I don't know why his damage with his rifle is so low. It's short range with a rifle. What are you doing, Newt? This is why I don't even remember if you were in my last game. How can you expect anyone to respect you with damage like that? Yes, I would like to end this turn. I would also like it if that guy keeps missing. And see, they just walk through the mustard gas every time. It's pretty poor strategy. Right, so I'm going to move Professor Brightmere there. I won't quite be able to get Captain Hill in. I'll go as far as I can, as close as I can. He can do 9 to 11 damage, and good old Sid, my preferred character, can do 11 to 14. But Sid can also do actual damage to this chap if needs be. 5 to 8, whereas the other guy can only do 3 to 5, I think. Let me have a look. Oh, he can't see him at all. Ah, well, in that case. Go on, Newt. And go on, Sid. So this is a game, as you probably noticed by now, which can take a little longer than some of the games I've been playing recently. But is very good fun. Possibly because of that. It's a bit of a change from Shiny the Firefly, which was my previous offering, which this is replacing. Okay, good show everyone. We've secured the eastern communication trenches. This will make it very hard indeed for the Germans to mount a new attack, and leave the way open for us to now attack them. I think a new mission is in order, and I have had an idea. Let us take the battle to them, and do a little digging in their trenches, and see what we can find. I know just the man to help us. Level completed. Investigators lost 0. So I've never completed a level yet lost an investigator. That was what I was saying. I wasn't sure who was disposable and who was indispensable. Enemy units destroyed 35. XP, blah blah blah. Alright, all good. And now, before I finish the video, I am going to upgrade some investigators. So I have 1,185 points to spend. And I can spend these making units better, making specific skills better. So for Captain Hill, handguns, he uses a lot. First aid he uses. That's pretty much it. But I am considering upgrading their actual stats because I didn't really do that last time and it seems more useful. So, HP is just hit points, that's standard. Dexterity affects action points, how much they can do in a turn. Intelligence also affects action points. Strength is how much damage they do in melee. And power is sanity, spell power bonus, revival. Alright, so how much would it cost to get strength up? 335. I'll see what everyone's got. Perhaps I'll boost your strength. And Newt's power. I want to make them a bit more balanced. I'm not that worried about boosting intelligence or dexterity for the other two yet though. Right, so want to add a little onto his handguns. He uses rifles and spotters. Spotters, you know what I mean, he is a spotter. Newt uses rifles and a bayonet. I'm not sure if martial arts includes that. Does it say if I go back to this? I can't go back to that. I've already had my hints for now, I guess. Rifles I want to make better. Brightmare. So his Cthulhu mythos is really good compared to all of the others. But apart from that, he's nothing special. Maybe I'll add to his handguns. Yeah. So his handguns are really good there. Let's boost Newt's rifles. I don't see any point in not using as much as I can. So everyone should have a stat of 60 and something. Brightmare's got higher than that, but fuck it. He's a special boy, he's deserved it. He's earned it. Psychoanalysis no one's going to bother with yet, and there's nothing I can get for 110. 200 points to improve, I think, anyone's HP, apart from maybe Brightmare's. Brightmare's is 100. So if I take off one of the points I added onto it, I can improve his HP. And then I've got 35 points to spend on anything else. First aid costs a lot to improve. something which someone has 20 of. His dexterity is terrible. He's so smart that it works. Unfortunately, I've set most people up to get to 25 for the next stage. Alright, there's nothing else There's nothing else I'm actually worried about at this point. Oh, no, Sid can get artillery spotter at once. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, I'm sure. And then I'll go to the quartermaster, and I like to make sure that everyone has... I guess this is the only first aid kit I can use for now. That everyone has a first aid kit and a gas mask. You can see I've still got plenty of money to spare. So I've lost a first aid kit there, but I like having gas masks on everyone because it can be useful. Now let's pick up a weapon for Brightmere's melee slots. Yeah, a club. Takes a bit more power to use, but you could use it. And let's deck Brightmere out fully. Captain Hill out fully. And I have enough money to deck Sid out fully. So this is more like what I would want a unit to look like when they're ready to go out in the field. I don't have much money left for first aid kits after the next mission, so I have to hope I earn a lot next mission. Everyone has all their slots full, apart from Newt. And Newt, again, I just don't care. I'm sorry, I'm sure you're a lovely guy, but I don't care. Alright. And that's it for me for now, so I've been JPlay. This has been Call of Cthulhu, The Wasted Land, and cheers for watching.